Hey everybody, and welcome to Tribal Trades. We have another episode, the Daily Show. Thank you for tuning in. Wherever you are in the world, I extend a warm welcome to you. If you could be so kind, smash the like. That helps get this video out to more people, helps grow the channel. I'd really appreciate that. All the comments, super grateful. And of course, all the questions I look to get back to as soon as possible. There are a ton of links in the description, by the way. I get asked a lot about where the cheat sheet is. It's in the description of this video. It's one of the links there. There are a ton of exchange links and other links down there. There's the NordVPN link, the stockswithjosh.com link. If you haven't joined the Discord yet, I'm in the Discord in the crypto channel daily in there, connecting with the most amazing community. And of course, if you haven't joined our ever-growing community, we're over 3,000 people now in just over a month. Absolutely incredible. You can do so just clicking on the subscribe button there. Okay, I'm going to touch a little bit on Bitcoin, and then I'm going to go into some cheat sheet and some alts. I've had some alt requests. And so we're going to start with Bitcoin. And first of all, you're going to get this video Wednesday morning US time. I'm recording this right now on Tuesday evening. So we've seen a very, very bullish Bitcoin close. Okay. Now, initially, I had stated on this channel that I felt we would get a rejection at the 50-day moving average. And for a little while there, I thought, yeah, we're going to get it. And then it just decided to retest it, go below it, and then just break back right above it and close above it here. And we've had one close, two closes, and now we're going to see if we get a third consecutive close tomorrow. So I definitely like to wait and see if we get that third consecutive close, or if this is just going to be a fake out. They might be trying to induce some longs there, liquidate them and go short. So I'm going to hold my opinion for one more day at least on this. Originally, I had stated that I felt that we would see this wouldn't be broken easily, and that we'd bang our heads on a little bit more, come back, retest the 200 EMA at around 58, 59,000. That's where the CME gap also is, and that still could play out. Now, look, if we continue to stay above here, there's the trend line that I've had there for some time, that trend line. In fact, if you've been following me since May, you'll see that trend line has been in play for a long time. And my call originally all along has been that Bitcoin would come back, or would be in this range, and we would break out of here around the end of July, August. And that's exactly what's taking place right now. That doesn't mean that we can't have a fake out rejection, retest this, and then come back up again, break through the 50-day moving average, smash above here, and then break out to the upside. There is a bigger wedge pattern that I have there for Bitcoin, of course, that extends all the way through to around October, November, which is where I see a bigger breakout and Bitcoin going to a new all-time high in the last quarter of 2024. We also have huge trend line support / resistance. We see that it's been support. There's that little fake out there that we might be getting here. Now we're getting this trend line resistance here. You can see that we're struggling to break through that. So we could well come back, retest the 50-day moving average, and then come back out and break back into this channel here and continue to trade in this channel. Those are the two options, really. We break above the 50-day moving average, retest, come back up and go, or we break down, retest the 200 EMA, fill the CMA gap, come back, retest somewhere around here, and then break back up to the upside. Those are the two options that I'm looking at the moment. The minor capitulation signal is still not turned blue yet. We're still green on that one there. And on the 4-hour, we're looking still pretty golden there as well. So I don't see any issues there with Bitcoin. So that's my Bitcoin update. I do think also we just, keep an eye on Bitcoin dominance for altcoins. If we go to Bitcoin dominance here, that's market cap. There's Bitcoin dominance. So we did see Bitcoin dominance come down, go up, we've come down again, and now we're starting to come up. For alts to really have a good rally, we do need to see a proper breakdown. I like to see it obviously come back, test this, and break below the 200 EMA on the daily time frame there. And of course, the Dixie, the DXY, certainly that is a good indicator to have a look at, because when we see it, look, it's broken down below its 200 EMA on the daily. If that pushes up into here, can't get above it, rejects it, and goes down, we should see the price of Bitcoin continue. Generally, the Dixie, the DXY, the US dollar index will trade inversely to Bitcoin. So when that is pumping, Bitcoin is dumping, as you could see around here. And then July 4th, this should have been a signal actually that as it started to drop, to buy the dip. And then we saw this, the Dixie drop down and Bitcoin price increase. And just remember as well that Bitcoin, after every red June, has always closed July green. And I did tell everybody on there I expected it to do the same. I wasn't thinking that Bitcoin was going to go down. It still could, but I wasn't thinking that Bitcoin was going to go down to 49 or 51K. While it was a possibility, I've always shared on this channel that there were just too many indicators showing me that we had our local bottom or close to it around that 55K region. We did wick down to 53. Okay, so I do want to share one little article that I had here, and let me find that for you, because I thought it was very interesting. So while I don't condone the use of some of the language at the end, I think you'll get the idea when I show this to you and show you here. I like this. I wish I had posted this. If we retest this, if we break above that, if we hold this, if it fails to go above that, if it goes under this, brother, just buy the freaking coins. And this is why I created the cheat sheet. So I have my cheat sheet so that when it hits this price, coins get bought. So for me, it's just very simple. Instead of, oh, if it holds above here or whatever, no. If Brett drops to 10 cents, a buy order got triggered. When it dropped to 8 cents, a buy order got triggered. When Solana dropped down to $125, a buy order got triggered. When originally it dropped down to 140, 145, buy orders got triggered. I just have all my buy orders set up in advance, ready to get hit when the price goes there, because I've identified those as value zones. Now, those of you who have followed me and have followed these, you're going to be up on a lot of these trades. For example, even if you bought the aggressive entry, which you didn't need to, I said to people on this channel, this is an aggressive entry. It's a risky entry. You can just jump in here. But even if you bought ETH at the aggressive entry, your average entry is 3,383. And right now, if we look at the price of ETH, you're up. You're up, and we're not even getting started right now. We're not even getting going. I mean, the fun hasn't even started yet. So you're up a few $100s per ETH. Okay, and I could go through many of these coins that are listed here. And if you just bought the more conservative entries, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and not the aggressive entry, you're up even more. But if you bought even the aggressive entry, generally you will be up on most of these trades. And so here are all the levels for buying, and here are all the levels for selling on the right. The moon bag, I do get asked about that a little bit, so I will cover it here, is the price that, let's just say Bonk gets to 3 zeros and a 21. I would at that point be 90% out of my Bonk and only have 10% of Bonk coins left, just in case it keeps going. That's what a moon bag is. It's like, hey, I think this is the top. There could be some more top. Rather than what happened in the last cycle is most people were 90% in the coins and 10% in cash. The market crashed and they got stuck. And some are still stuck in those coins. Now, I have added some really cool things to this this is growing, and this is a resource for you. It's a resource for you to follow these trades, to accumulate and then grow. Now, I do, of course, have 3 portfolios: trade, hodl, accumulate. See Life Changing Games, episode 1, 2, and 3, and you'll learn about those 3 different portfolios. I have the others where I'm adding other coins. I'm going to add these 2 coins here today. We have exits on coins that people in the community have identified that you want to get out of and are wondering what price to dollar cost average out of. And I now have also added a sample sheet so you can keep track of your crypto if you're not doing so already. I mean, how are you keeping track of your crypto? This is very easy. If you bought Solana, you list the exchange that you bought it on. You put how much you invested, okay, 1,000 Solana, how much profit this current month. This is not real, by the way. This is just sample sheet, okay, fake. This is fake. 500 for the month of July. So I might put July here, current month. And then you have, if I could spell, that would be awesome, month. Okay, I've got that. And then average entry price, which I think is important. So you know, if I buy it at 85, I'm going to push my entry price up, and you've got to be okay with that, or, it goes lower. And total profit. Now, at the end of July, you would move this 500 over to here, and it would be 1,500, and then you would put August. Then you can track how much you're actually earning from crypto each month. Wow, that would be awesome to know that information, wouldn't it? So that would be August. So we'll just back out of those because we're not in August yet. So you do that for each of your cryptos. So once you get to where, for example, with Casper, I'm already 10 times the money I put in. I'm almost at a moon bag at Casper, really, because I have taken so much profit. I got in, I think, at around 2 cents or 3 cents in Casper, and it went all the way up to 20 cents. So it did a 10x. There for me, but I did accumulate some more at 11 and 13 and 15 cents. And I did roll a bunch of coins just the other day or a couple of days ago, non-performing coins out of and into Casper at around 16 and a half cents. Okay. So, so I've just got some other fake ones there. Obviously you don't want to have too many coins. Somewhere between 10 and 20, I think, is pretty good. I wouldn't recommend you holding all of these coins on the cheat sheet. Sure, if you've got a lot of liquidity and would like to, and you have the time to manage all of them, that's not a, that's something that you can decide to do. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, just entertainment, educational purposes only. Okay, so we're going to look at some of these coins that you have identified in the community. I want to look at OM first, because OM should be OMG, people, because OMG went through the roof. I gave this trade at 85 cents. I even said on the channel, if you have some unperforming coins, rolling it into this token would not be a bad idea. And I identified about 5 tokens: Solana and OM, Ondo, Casper were some of them, and Brett, I think, was the other one, to roll those losses until you would have made it back and then some, because it busted all the way up to $1.41. Of course, I'm not recommending anybody buy it at $1.30, okay? So I do have my cheat sheet on there, and I know Josh covered it today in his show. I was actually on that show as a guest, first time on Technical Tuesdays with Tim and Josh, so that was a lot of fun there. So as you can see, I gave the entry at around here, and off it went. And so this is what I'm talking about. The opportunity of a lifetime only lasts the lifetime of the opportunity. And so I give these to help so that any bad trades that you're in, you can get out of and go into those. If you've gone into Ondo, I think it was around 90 cents or whatever, and Solana and OM and Brett and Casper, you would be up quite significantly on some of those coins. Okay. I do want to say, though, with OM, there is a bit of a bearish divergence here. We have higher, lower, 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 and the other way we've got, and we have decreasing volume. So this is a little bit of a red flag for me. So this is number one, why I would be waiting for a pullback from Ondo. Probably around $1.10 there would be somewhere that I would look to get back into the trade on Ondo. Certainly it could go a little bit lower there, back to $1 and even 90 odd cents. So somewhere in those regions. So just a little bit of a warning with Mantra OM. It's called OM, but it's the coin is actually called Mantra. The ticker is OM. These don't always play out on altcoins, I've found, simply because Bitcoin does really control the market. So I think if Bitcoin had dumped, obviously I think this plays out and we goes, the bearish diversion played out. I think it's just worth keeping an eye on. And anyway, I don't recommend anybody buy into big green candles. You sell into strength. You buy the weakness. There's the weakness that you buy. There's the strength that you sell, okay? So OM was the first one that I did want to cover. The second one that has come up a lot is Madic. I'm not sure why people are so attached to this coin. I'm not clear on it. I don't know, they taken you on a cruise? Did they send you some tickets to a concert? I mean, why are we so loyal to this? This is amazing to me. That since, look at this. This is incredible. So you would just be better to have been in Bitcoin since the beginning of this bull run. You would have made more money. I mean, we're here to make money, right? And we want the best trade. So why are we in altcoins? We're in altcoins because we think they'll make more money than Bitcoin. But this is not what's happened for most coins in this bull run so far. Now, would I be selling down here when it's kind of at the bottom? Well, only if I was going to push it into another coin that was also at or near a bottom. And that was a couple of days ago, but now a lot of those coins have taken off. So it's quite hard to identify a good coin to roll into. So instead with Madic, how I would do this is I would be dollar cost averaging out of Madic. I would not be holding Madic, but I would not be wanting to sell the bottom either. If we look at Madic, even against Ethereum, I think it's not going to look very pretty. Ow! That's found a new bottom. Let's just look at Madic and USDT. And so, yeah, look, I think Madic, so we found some strong support here. So in my opinion, I've got it on the cheat sheet. I have exit levels here, here, and 70, 90, and $1.10. The good thing is that the supply is mostly out there. I don't have a problem with people holding Madic if you want to hold Madic. I'm just telling you what I have already done. I dumped Madic a long time ago, probably when it was $1.30, $1.46, $1.70, something like that. I made good money on Madic and then dumped it and haven't looked back. And I'm glad because it feels like it's in a bit of a bear market. But these legacy tokens are going to have their day. They really are. And so if it was me, I'm not a fan of Madic. If you're a fan of Madic, stay with it. You can make some profits here. I mean, you're definitely, hopefully your average entry is quite low and you can make some profits on the way up. But Madic's not the coin for me personally. So I'm just sharing what I would do. I would be dollar cost averaging out of Madic on the way up. Would I sell some right now? If there was a token I could push, I would sell maybe 20, 25% of Madic here, as long as there was a token that I could push it straight across into that maybe hasn't had a bit of a pump. Maybe. Okay, so the next one I want to look at is Algo, another Dino coin. This is really a Dino coin here. First thing I'm going to do, you know what I'm going to do. All you OGs that have been following me from the beginning, you know my routine. Oh my goodness. Why be an Algo when since November 2021, Bitcoin has massively outperformed it? I mean, let's look at USDT. So this one for me, oh my goodness, that's even bad against USDT. This is an exit coin for me. So unfortunately, I'm going to be moving Algo from the others coin to the exit. And I'm going to be providing some I'm like making a lot of work for myself. in putting a lot of exit places in here, but I was in Algo and I got out of Algo. Thank goodness. I can't even remember the price that I got out of, but it was much higher than what it was. I think it was around here that I got out of Algo at around 50 cents. Thank goodness I got out of that coin. Now, look, if I still had Algo, and here's the thing, I'm giving you advice for situations that you really shouldn't be in. That's the difficulty. Advice for situations that you really shouldn't be in. And that's why it's tough. Because I don't want to go, oh, sell Algo, and then you sell the bottom, and then Algo pumps up. And then you're like, oh, you told me to sell Algo. Look, I would be dollar cost averaging. If I had Algo right now, I'd be dollar cost averaging out on the way up. Again, not financial advice. This is just what I would do. Okay, so the next one is Arbitrum. And look, I made some great money from Arbitrum, and I'm really disappointed. What am I going to do with Arbitrum? I think Arbitrum should have a little bit of a pump with Ethereum because it is. And look, I've used Arbitrum quite a bit to transfer coins around different exchanges. I think we found a bit of a bottom here, to be honest. So I think I'm going to be dollar cost averaging out. It's not going to be an exit coin because I do want to dollar cost average out and profit. And so I will be leaving it on because, look, it has performed. Look, you know, not like Algo that the last time it beat Bitcoin was back in 2021. Okay. This was high up against Bitcoin as recently as January 2024 and again on March 2024. And almost everything is down against Bitcoin since the dump of March down to here. Not everything. Obviously, there are some coins that have done very well against Bitcoin, like OM, which we covered earlier. So I just want to trim back my portfolio. I want to trim back the coins. This will be one of the coins that I will dollar cost average completely out of. I'm not going to hold it to the top of the bull run. As soon as the coin begins to make a little bit, I'm not going to sell more Arbitrum at these low bottom prices is what I'm saying. Okay, so the next one that I want to cover here is the graph. Now, the graph had a bit of a run here when there was a little bit of an AI narrative. And let's switch to the monthly. Maybe that's not the best chart to have a look at the graph, but you can see, again, I'm not selling the graph at the bottom against Bitcoin, but the graph has not outperformed Bitcoin since February 2021. So again, you have to ask the question, if you bought this coin after February 2021, why? Look at the charts. Look at it against Bitcoin. Bitcoin, it has suffered. You would have been better to have been in Bitcoin. You would have made more money, less risk, a lot safer. Okay. I don't know if the graph will ever be classed as security, but Bitcoin never will. And so but it did have a little bit of a jump here. And it was a while ago though. Let's look at it in USDT. Is this going to be on my exit list? This is a tough one. Obviously, I wouldn't exit out of it now because it found its bottom against Bitcoin. It did find its bottom against USDT, but I do feel that you can see that it popped up to around 50 cents. But look, I think if the AI narrative takes off again, this could really kick off again because we did see it have a fairly significant pump here. What was it here down at the lows here? Was around 5 cents and pushed up. So it kind of did a bit of a 10x. So I think that's pretty decent. So for me, for the graph, if I had it, I'm just going to be taking profits on the way up as normal. I will put those levels for the graph here at some point for taking profit 2, 3. Moon bag for those who do want to keep it as a moon bag. Probably see here around maybe $1.34, which would be around a 6x from here would be where I'm probably going to put the top for the graph in this bull market. Okay, the next one that I want to have a look at is Bonk. That's another one that was requested. It's in the cheat sheet. I don't actually want to look at Bonk on a different chart here. I want to look at Bonk over here. Bonk on my mega chart, my mega bull chart, because I got all my indicators on here. I know it's a terrible accent. I apologize to everybody I offended who that accent closely resembles. It was terrible. Okay, so look, we've come up to some resistance here. So definitely try to look at there's a bit of a cup and handle here. Yeah, there could be. I mean, if you think this is a cup, a bit of a cracked cup, if you ask me. But certainly we're creating higher lows here, and we're above the 50-day moving average. We're above the 200 EMA on the daily. On the 4-hour, it's looking pretty good as well. The overall bonk is looking pretty good. I would just say we've come into, you can see the Lux Algo red sell pressure here, cloud. We've come into that. We've found some resistance there. I do have bonk on my cheat sheet. Let's see what my cheat sheet is doing with bonk. Bonk on the cheat sheet. Entries. I love bonk. I have bonk. Bonk, man, there were some good entries there. If you got in 18, 19, 21, I mean, I don't know what the average is there, but you will be printing some cash with bonk if you follow the entries on my cheat sheet. I don't think we got down to those levels. These are my profit levels on the way up, which is a fair way up from where we are now, 1, 2, 3. But remember this, I also have other profit-taking strategies when a coin gets to 3x, or we get the cheat code, and the cheat code is covered in Life-Changing Gains episode 4. You'll need to look for that on my YouTube channel. I identified all those levels that happened when Bitcoin went to 73 and why I sold off all my profits, and that helped me be able to buy back all of these dips a whole lot lower. And so, so I do have those. So I don't just take profits here. I also take profits based on a coin being 3x, 5x, 10x, and so on. And I also take profits based on my cheat code, which identifies market local tops and bottoms, which is why I was able to identify this latest bottom. And I was encouraging people to buy the dip and buy the coins at these levels on here, because I just felt there were just too many indicators to take us into the really scary zone. Okay, and the last one that I'm going to cover is going to be, drum roll, is going to be Ondo. So this is, I did a video on range trading. I'm going to finish up on Ondo, and I gave these levels, and I said that dollar was a buy level, and anything under a dollar was a bargain, and I felt would be a deviation below the range. I even shared that in the Discord, and it ended up to be, yes, a deviation below the range, and this was a very good buying opportunity. I know many of you on the Discord on YouTube got this trade, but what's happening now is we're coming up to some resistance on at $1.17. Now, normally what I encourage is buying around the bottom of the range or a deviation below, because what they do here is they get all the shorts in here, and it's kind of like a fake out, and then they'll liquidate them as it goes up. So now we're here, and we've broken back above the 200 EMA on the daily, bullish. We're coming up to here. Now, normally I would encourage, but look, isn't it funny? Where's everybody going to be taking profit? Right in my mid-range. This is why my range trading strategy works. It works, okay? Everybody is taking profit just before there or just after, because some people feel it's going to hit there and wick above and come down, and other people think it may not get there, and so they're front running, taking profits. People also know the 50-day moving average is sitting right there, bang smack, and a lot of people think it's going to wick above. They're going to be able to sell their coins, take profit, and then go back to the bottom of the range, or maybe come back to the 200 EMA. So I can tell you how this can be traded. Number one, okay, if you're already in Ondo like I am, and already accumulated in here and front ran it like I did, and then now are in profit on Ondo like I am, the profit taking area for here is anywhere from $1.17 up to about $1.29. And this, it could be TP1, and you could TP1 and TP2 here. You could TP1 at $1.17 and then TP2 at $1.29. Now, if we find there is a deviation above and we go back into the range, that's been a good decision. And then you can see if there's a retest here, get back in the trade here, or get back in the trade on the 200 EMA, or if you're fortunate enough, come all the way back to $1, and it can just do this, and you can just get back in, take profit, get back in. I mean, fortunately for you, I've got all these awesome stuff listed on the cheat sheet under Ondo here. You can see my Ondo coin trade here, and you can see the Ondo to the upside, move it across. There we go, $3, $3.75, $4.50, $5. And look, it could go up. Market cap. The difficult thing about Ondo is the market cap isn't great. It is going to have a big token unlock in January, which could lead to a bit of price suppression. Again, this is why I do favor. And I do know I do have to update these. I know on the side I am putting in the fully diluted valuation and the next unlock. I am getting to it. I'm just creating this monster here, this cheat sheet of all these things that I have to keep and maintain it and keep it up to date for you guys. But I'm happy to do that. I really want to see everybody here success. I want to be at the end of the bull run celebrating with you all because you absolutely crushed it. And I want to give you every tool and resource that I have that I can help you with in this bull run. And so now I have, this is going to go live in about 6 hours from here. So there could be some price changes and a little bit different. So just a heads up on that. It'll be interesting to see what Bitcoin looks like when I wake up. And if we go back to this, one of my favorite tweets, I think I'm going to keep this open. And anytime there's a dip, I'm just going to bring this up. I don't know who this guy is, but I do like this tweet. But I do realize this video has gone on a little long. And I've only covered 6 tokens. So I will try and keep this a little bit shorter in future. But for all of you loyal subscribers and community, I do appreciate you. And everything I do is for you and for your success. So forgive me for going a little bit long-winded on this one. And until the next episode, happy trading.